who's paying for all of this? I mean, we're paying for this damn court case. I mean, I'm ploughing through pages of this stuff here, but on page 20 of the government solicitor's response, that's in the federal court, the government admits that, quote, the Torres Strait Islanders have been affected by some impacts of climate change, including warmer days, ocean acidification, increase in ocean temperature and sea level rises, but doesn't know and cannot admit whether, and if so, the extent to which existing global sea level rises have contributed to an increase in the extent or frequency of inundation events and or coastal erosion. Now, Matt, the government solicitor says they don't know and can't admit whether sea level rises are contributing to inundation or coastal erosion, but there's this bloke, Albanese, giving visas to Tuvalu residents because of inundation. But their own solicitor says, well, we don't know whether or not warmer days, increases in ocean temperatures, quote, have contributed to the extent or frequency of inundation. I mean, the left hand doesn't know what the right hand's doing.
Well, I've just got to thank the Australian Government Solicitor here for being truthful to what the science actually says. And that's what it does say. So if you go and read the detail of the IPCC reports, there's a huge amount of uncertainty. You've unfortunately got to go into the detail in the summary for policymakers. They hide all this, but they hide all this uncertainty about the impacts of climate change on tropical cyclones, on bushfires, on flooding events, all of these things. Yet we're told constantly that we can somehow control not just the temperature of the globe, but bushfires. We're constantly suggested, implied by our leaders, that by cutting our own carbon emissions here in Australia, we will avoid bushfires in the future. It's just totally absurd. It's unbelievable that people are falling for this. But I mean, it continues to be the points of the government that do not line up with any credible science whatsoever. No. And so we've got to be thankful that this is now on the public record.
Well, I mean, there's the solicitor.
We've got to expose this as you were doing on your show.
Yeah, I mean, there's the solicitor saying that you've got to say this slowly. His exact words. This is a solicitor for the federal government. They're defending themselves. They're saying we don't want to play these Torres Strait Islanders or anything. We're not responsible. The solicitor says, quote, the respondent, that's the government, does not know and cannot admit whether, and if so, the extent to which the current warming has any effect on human health. That's the solicitor.
Yeah.
That's the
it's pretty.
solicitor.
It's black and white. It's black and white.
Black and white.
But this comes back to this fact that you in a court of law, you could perjure yourself if you say the wrong thing.
Yes.
In the political court of opinion, you can tell as many lies as you like, and there's no ramifications. And we're being lied to constantly by our political leaders. And I think one of the bigger issues here with the whole climate debate is eventually these lies will catch up with people. Unfortunately, most of the political leaders telling these lies will be long gone from political life when they come to fruition. But we're telling everybody we can meet net zero by 2050, for example. There's no way we can do that. Physically, it will not happen. Eventually, that will become very clear. And eventually, it'll become clear to the Australian people that they have been lied to by almost all of their political leaders over the past few years. And what is that going to do to public trust? And I ask my colleagues here sometimes in politics, think about that. Think about how angry people are with their political institutions today because they've been lied to about wars, about financial circumstances, and they find out that we've been lied to again on something as big, as scandalous as this. I worry what it means for our whole society. And we've just got to stop telling lies. Stop lying to people. Be truthful. Take a leaf out of the Australian Government Solicitor's book. And the Australian people can cop it. They will deal with. They will be thank you for it, in my view, if you're authentic and genuine and tell people the truth. That's what we've got to do.